Oh, okay. On the vending machine, bottom yellow. I think she moved now.
Oh, you gotta be.
What? Up spiral.
Yep.
Center stairs. Circle stairs.
Up spiral?
Yeah.
Dead. What's up, dudes? Welcome to another operator how-to. This one is an update to the previous Hibana how-to I did a couple years ago. Since then, a big change took place wherein she is capable now of selecting whether or not she wants to place 6, 4, or 2 exploding fidget spinners at a time. Hibana is a weird operator because she brings so much to the table that Thermite didn't at one point because she could open walls from a safe distance. By 2020, Hibana had to compete with Ace for the title of most efficient ranged hard breacher, and the answer to that question still varies heavily on the site that you are going for, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But hopefully this video will tell you about when to bring Hibana, why sometimes she might be your best bet versus Ace or Thermite, and how to get the most out of her. Okay, so basics of the gadget. First, let's talk about the fidget spinner launcher. So Hibana's fidget spinner launcher, that's the official name for it. Aside from Maverick, who has a weird role as a hard breacher worth talking about in a separate video, I also have a guide that I did on Maverick you can find at the top right of your screen. Hibana has the most versatile hard breach gadget in the game. Now, that doesn't mean it's the most efficient for every job. You ever accidentally try to put a drywall anchor into a stud without realizing there was a stud there in the first place? It's kind of like Ace when he tries to open hatches. It's a ranged launcher that fires little explosive fidget spinners that stick themselves to walls. They wind up and explode with a button press. You get 18 of them. As I said earlier, Hibana can launch them in sets of 6, 4, or 2. So if you're bad at math, good luck. Again, it's not the most efficient for every site in the game. However, sites that are largely hatch dependent are perfect for Hibana. Sites like the basements on Clubhouse and Bank. If you don't ban a Cade, you're probably going to run into one. So for that reason, you're not going to want to bring Hibana by yourself. You're going to need to have a Maverick to pick up some of the slack. Assuming Cade is banned, you'll probably run into a Mira. In which case, Hibana is actually a solid counter to, because placing her charges on the mirror from a distance, assuming the wall isn't shocked, can make quick work of the mirror window. Cade can't claw every hatch, so Hibana is usually going to open the ones that haven't been caded, while Maverick deals with the shocked hatches that aren't on a soft floor, because they'll get C4'd if you do that. She can do this because she can blow up one hatch with 4 X-Kairos charges. That's the name of the gadget according to Ubisoft, which kind of sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. So on paper, she can open 4 hatches in a given round. That's more than Thermite or Ace. Ace can only get 1, Thermite can only get 2. But in practice, what usually happens is Hibana opens 2 hatches if all goes to plan, pockets the extra 10, and then maybe she can make a line of sight hole on the breach that her friendly Ace or Thermite just opened. It's somewhat rare for her to burn through her entire supply in a given round. The 2 X-Kairoses are sometimes useful if you don't want to waste them on something like a castle barricade or a soft hatch the enemy forgot to reinforce. Now, I'm talking a lot about hatches, but I'm not talking about walls. Well, the reason for that is because Ace is usually going to be brought for that instead. Attacker repick has made it a lot easier to justify Ace's presence. You used to gamble on the enemy going, say, top floor. Hibana was brought along as a safety measure to make sure that you didn't get tricked out in case they went basement. Well, now, you can bring the exact kind of hard breachers you want for the exact type of site. That's not to say Hibana can't be used for wall opening in the event you need to. Here's how to do it. Hibana can make a crouch level or vault level hole by stacking 2 sets of 4 on top of each other like this. Then she can use the extra 6 on a line of sight hole next to it, or to go get a different wall entirely. A good example of this would be opening the main wall for a CC take on Clubhouse, and then using the last of your charges to open a hole leading into the garage. Now, it's rare for Hibana to be the only hard breach on the team in a given round. However, I do like Hibana's overall kit a little bit more than Ace's, and that's because she has flashbangs. Ace does not. Ace has claymores. Now, I suck at placing claymores, and they take time out of the round for you to go out of your way and do so. So, Hibana is a bit more self-sufficient and a more dynamic playmaker when it comes to getting map control. Good example, Cafe top floor take. You do the typical red wall open, but you have to deal with the pixel guy. With an ADS, this spot is really powerful. With no ADSs, it's pretty hard to maintain. Flash that pocket and swing. Done. Now you have piano control. Vents border take? Well, you're going to be going above anyway to get hatches, so you might as well get breaching charges because the floor is soft. Now you've established a ton of vertical control for your team. I hope this helps you understand the meaning of versatility versus specialization. Is Hibana the most efficient hard breach operator for every single site in the game? No. And you will learn which ones are better the more you play, but she's never a bad option. Alright, meet the Type 89. As far as I know, Siege is one of the only depictions of this thing in a video game. Not much is really known about it. You know, Japan's whole "we don't want motherfuckers reverse engineering our shit" policy. But it looks cool. And that's the extent of my brain capacity when it comes to video game guns anyway. Also, a lot of the literature is in Japanese, so you have to be a pretty committed weeb and gun nerd to dig that deep, which, let's be honest, there's probably a lot more of you in the Siege community than we're admitting. But I do know that Hibana running Vietnam 20-round 5.56 mags on this thing is pretty fucking goofy. This is done to keep her from being a one-woman army. A 3-speed rating plus a powerful hard-breaching gadget plus a powerful primary weapon would be a little bit too much. Not to say it's not powerful, it's more like putting a speed governor on Dale Earnhardt's race car. Which leads to my next point. The Charlotte Convention Center for the Charlotte Major coming up also happens to be next to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Do with that whatever you want. Do it for Dale. The Type 89 has a damage rating of 40 with a faster than average firing rate. You have the ACOG or the 1.5 in terms of magnified optics, and you can put an angled grip on that too. My go-to is Flash Hider ACOG foregrip. Hibana is usually the bomb planter in my stack, and I'm not playing super aggro, but if you want to get it more close and personal, the 1.5 or even one-time sights are great options on the Type 89 if you want to play more aggressively. I know there was a time when I said I didn't like running ACOG on this thing, but that was Gold Greg who couldn't control recoil. We're not going to talk about that. There was also a point at which the Bearing 9 had so much side-to-side kick that it was just not a reliable weapon to lean on, and I would use the pistol instead. Now, ever since the shadow buff it got in North Star, it's a force to be reckoned with. It has the highest capacity of all the usable machine pistols and a fire rate of 1,100 rounds per minute. Aim for the head and you'll melt people. Run some TDMs with this thing. Get a hang for the recoil. You'll love it for close-range gunfights. To top it all off, Hibana has a 3-speed rating, meaning she can maneuver herself around the map very quickly, opening one part of the map, then moving to a cross or something like a window on the other side to make it easier for her teammates to push up or to rotate for a different plan entirely if the original one wasn't working. Hibana doesn't really have any glaring weaknesses aside from the 20-round magazine and the much longer full reload to pull back the charging handle if she empties the gun. She's definitely one of the better characters in the game, though, and worth adding to your arsenal as a support player if that's your fancy. If this video raised your Siege IQ, give it a like. Subscribe for more operator how-tos. And check out my Twitch channel. Link is in the description as well. Thanks so much for watching. Deuces.
Piano clear.
What the fuck? That's a
They have a
meme.
mute.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's one main stairs, top main.
What a meme, dude.
There you go. That's him.
No, that wasn't.
You can see all the way to Boar. Oh my god.
That is so toxic. What the fuck?
Top main
Yo!
dead.